Kano High Court assumes jurisdiction over Emirate tussle case. Army declares 4 suspected bandits wanted, clears criminal hideouts in Taraba. And on the foreign scene, EU fines Hungary €200 million for breaching asylum laws. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News. I am Shegun Ojumu. The Supreme Court has reserved its judgment on the suit filed by the federal government to secure full autonomy for the 774 local governments in the country. On Thursday, a 7-man panel of the court led by Justice Garba Lawal reserved the matter for judgment after the governors of the 36 states, through their respective attorneys generals, adopted their briefs of argument. The states, in separate preliminary objections, saw the dismissal of the suit with substantial cost. They argued that the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, who initiated the action on behalf of the government, lacked a local standby to do so. Furthermore, the defendants alleged that the AGF breached their right to a fair hearing by failing to serve them with a copy of a further affidavit filed in support of the suit. Additionally, some states contended that they already have democratically elected local government officials in place, and insisted that the suit by the FG amounted to an abuse of the judicial process. After hearing from all parties, the Justice Lawal-led panel stated that it would communicate the judgment date to them. The federal government in the suit prayed the Supreme Court to grant full autonomy to all local governments, recognizing them as a third tier of government. A federal high court sitting in Kano has assumed jurisdiction to entertain the case of the Kano Emirate Council tussle. Presiding Judge Justice Abdullahi Liman ruled that his court has jurisdiction to listen to the case, especially as it concerns the applicant's fundamental human rights. The Sarikin Dawaki Aminu Agundi had filed an application before the court challenging the restatement of Muhammadu Sanusi II as the 16th Emir of Kano, after which the state government challenged the jurisdiction of the court to even entertain the matter.
You have seen today, we were here for the ruling of the court on the issue of jurisdiction. And jurisdiction, as we canvass and argue that the court lacks jurisdiction to entertain the matter because it has, as the primary claim, issue of chieftaincy title. But the court, in its wisdom, was able to distinguish the cases we cited with the present case. So, however, the court assumed jurisdiction to entertain the matter because, based on the court's wisdom, I'm finding that the applicant's fundamental right has been breached.
The court has ruled that it has jurisdiction, and that is the business of the day. The last time we were here, the argument was whether the court has jurisdiction to entertain this case or not. But today, we have successfully convinced the court that the court has jurisdiction.
Let's stay in Kano because the State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission has arrested 2 suspects and invited 3 permanent secretaries for questioning over an alleged fraud involving the sale of employment forms in the office of the head of service. The commission's chairman, Mui Remengadu, said in Kano on Wednesday that the investigation was ongoing to identify and bring to justice those responsible for the scam. He said that already thousands of desperate job seekers have been affected by the fraud. According to him, the ongoing investigation aims to expose and bring to justice those responsible for the fraudulent sale of employment forms. Elsewhere, troops from the 6th Brigade of Nigerian Army Sector 3, Operation World Stroke in Jalingo, have declared 4 suspected bandits wanted in Taraba State. Acting Director, Army Public Relations Officer, Lieutenant Oni Olubodunde, said in a statement that the Army have cleared a bandit camp located in Chenkai Forest of Wukari local government area of Taraba State. He said the troops during an operation in the area discovered and cleared the camp used by the bandits. According to the statement, the bandits on sighting the troops fled, leaving behind several items. Items including 12 mobile phones, 3 international passports and charms were recovered from the camp. The Federal Capital Territory Police have arrested six suspects that allegedly specialize in selling registered SIM cards to kidnappers and other criminals in the nation's capital of Abuja. Commissioner of Police in the FCT, Bennett Igwe, who disclosed this while parading the suspects at the command in Abuja on Thursday, said the suspects were arrested by a team of detectives from the State Intelligence Department, SID, led by Mohammed S. Baba. He said the arrest of the suspects followed credible intelligence information obtained by the SID detectives. According to him, the suspects specialized in the sales of already registered SIM cards to criminals that operate with other people's identity to avoid being traced, or tracked through their own details at the price of between 3,000 and 5,000 naira per card. A station manager of Plateau State-owned transport company, Plateau Rider, identified as Awalu Aliu, has been shot and killed by suspected armed robbers in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State capital. The robbery incident occurred on Tuesday around 9 p.m. near the State House of Assembly complex at the Imbi axis of the state capital. Reports said the late station manager was heading home after the close of the day's work to meet with his wife in the vicinity where he was shot and killed. The robbers also made off with the day's fare money, throwing him out of a moving bus. Street robbery has increased in Yenagoa and its environs lately, with residents lamenting daily encounters with thieves. Police spokesman in Bayelsa State, Musa Mohammed, who confirmed the incident, said the preliminary investigation is ongoing to apprehend the unknown robbers. The Senior Staff Association of Electricity and Allied Companies have picketed the head office of the Kano Electricity Distribution Company over unmet staff benefits. The association also said they are embarking on an indefinite strike action and picketing of the company for 5 days, pending discussions on their demands. According to the Deputy President, Rilwan Shehu, the action became imperative following the refusal to approve reviewed condition of service that was agreed between the association and KETCO management. Reports said that the company has been closed down with no single staff allowed access as the members of the association mount the entrance. Residents of Ada in Borikwe local government area, Osun State, have confronted their House of Representatives member, accusing him of not fulfilling his campaign promises. The House of Representatives representing Ifelodun, Borikwe Odo-Otin Federal Constituency of Osun State, Olusoji Adetunji, visited Ada ahead of the Salah festivities. A video shared online shows the moment the reps member was ambushed by his constituents following his arrival. According to reports, the people felt insulted by the Salah handouts he came to give them while riding in his expensive car. Screaming, locals can be seen screaming and calling for the reps member to be beaten as they surrounded him. And Nigerians have been urged to continue supporting democracy as the nation marks the 31st anniversary of democratic governance. Residents of Osun State made the call on Wednesday, reflecting on the country's journey towards democratic enthronement. They emphasized the need for good governance at all levels to justify the sacrifices made by Nigerians, particularly those who fought for the establishment of democracy.
We want free, fair, and credible election. That is what June 12, 1993 represents. But unfortunately, what we're witnessing in Nigeria today is not what we want. But we are trying to remind our leaders that Nigerians, they were the one that elected you, and they elect you to work for them, work for our people, to have peace of mind.
Yes, we may not have arrived at our goal, our set goal, but definitely we've moved forward. And the fact that we have taken a first step means that we can do better going forward. Yes, times are hard, people are complaining, but even at that, you need to be grateful.
Late Alhaji Moshood Abiola is a model on his own. And when we talk of democracy, it actually signifies one thing, that during this election, there's accountability and transparency. Everybody knows he won the election. But because of one thing or the other, it was annulled. But it's better, that it's good that we are remembering it as the watershed for democracy in Nigeria.
This is the news update on Trust TV. Coming up after the break. Southwest sellers lament low patronage as Eid al-Kabir celebration begins. More news when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Let's take a look again at our top stories, shall we? Supreme Court reserves judgment in federal government suit over local government autonomy. Kano High Court assumes jurisdiction over Emirate tussle case. Moving on now, with just 10 days to the Eid celebrations across the world, many in Nigeria's Muslim community are facing daunting challenges made worse by rising transportation costs. This joyous occasion, usually marked by communal prayers, feasting and family gatherings, is now tinged with the stark reality of financial strain for many individuals and families. In this report, Trust TV's Dorcas Yakubu speaks to traveling Muslims and other passengers at Abuja's Jabi Park on the cost of transportation.
The removal of fuel subsidy by the government last year has significantly increased transportation costs, leaving many commuters unable to afford fares. The economic challenges faced by Muslims during the Salah period are multifaceted. For low-income earners, the financial strain of transportation costs is particularly acute. Many individuals and families are forced to choose between celebrating the religious holiday with loved ones and meeting their basic needs for food, shelter, and healthcare.
The transportation before from here to my place in Kogi State, Ankpa, we are paying 3,000, 4,000, but today we are paying 10,000. The cost of the transport, many people want to go home for Salah celebration. We cannot make it because of transport. Me, like somebody like me, I wanted to go with my children. But now because of the cost of the living, the transport, I cannot go again. So I'm going alone. So it's affecting everybody. Many Muslims are not going to do their Salah sacrifice this year because of the cost of a small ram like this is up to 150, 250,000. So which is bad.
We've been here for the past 2-3 hours. We've been in a vehicle. They asked us to come there because they've been increasing the money from 10,000 to like 12 to 15,000 naira from Abuja to Kano. So the situation is not helping matter. Maybe lack of money, people want to travel and there's no money, and government people are not here to help. So please, APC or PDP, what would I call it? I don't know what to call them. The thing is not favoring Nigerians at all. They should please make vehicle available for people, even if it's not free. At least the transport fare should be moderate to people.
Everything is expensive. Transportation, everything. We don't have nothing to say other than may God continue to provide for us. They've increased the transport fare. We used to pay 4,000 naira to Jos, but now we are paying 7,000 naira. Speaking with park officials, they lament the low passenger numbers due to the hike in the cost of transportation, calling on government to offer solutions to the problems.
We are facing challenges for people here when they are traveling. They used to be talking about the price of the fuel and the car, and they are crying. So we don't know what to do. Traveling is not like before. Why? Because money no dey for people hand. So government, they have to support people at least, so that make people know say the country, we have a new government.
The last year and this year is not the same, because this year is not, most of the people, majority carry the ball. Most of them don't have money. Most of them, if you ask president, they say, no, I will do Salah here. Also, I say, I will do Salah here. But everybody, like last year, before 2 weeks to Salah, this party already deployed anywhere. People are moving anywhere. The whole taxi state of Nigeria. So we are surprised this year as the thing coming.
The hardship has hindered people from traveling. The vehicles here are not enough because the drivers are complaining that they usually come down here with empty vehicles, no passengers, That's why there is a little increase in the fare. As you can see, the vehicles load into Kano are not more than 4. Before now, you'll see about 20 vehicles. People are complaining there's no money. We are calling on the government to please reduce the cost of fuel.
As Muslims navigate the complexities of economic hardship and transportation costs during this Salah season, the spirit of resilience, solidarity and compassion remains paramount. Despite the obstacles, the shared values of faith, family and community serve as a source of strength and unity, reminding us of the importance of supporting one another during times of adversity. Dorcas Yakubu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Ahead of the upcoming Eid al-Kabir festival, ram sellers in Lagos, Ogun and Ondo State are grappling with sluggish sales due to its high cost, which they attributed to high cost of fuel and insecurity in the northern part of the country. Trust TV's Abbas Ibrahim Dalibi now reports.
In Alabarago, Lagos, and Isherikara in Ogun State, the price of bigger rams ranges from 600,000 naira to 1,200,000 naira, while medium rams go from 350,000 naira to 500,000 naira, and small rams ranges from 150,000 naira to 300,000 naira. Places like Abekuta in Ogun State and Zango Akure in Ondo State, their bigger rams go for 600,000 naira to 800,000 naira. Babagana Ali, a ram seller at Zango Akure, lament low customers turn out. He said there is low customer turnout as customers complain of high cost and economic meltdown. Sharif Ogunjubi, who was at Sabo Abekuta cattle market to buy cow, lament hike in the price as he urged for government intervention.
May God help us. So I think everybody knows what is going on in this Nigeria. The thing is very, very expensive. It's too much, it's too cost. The lowest, the smallest one here, they're calling 600, 700 for the cow. The big one is around 900 to 800. So that you can hear the sound. I think government have a lot to do. They should do something about the economy. So I think everything is just high. The living is not okay for everybody now. Everybody is just managing.
Salisu Muhammad Gidan Dudu from Zamfara State disclosed that Zamfara happened to be the largest producer of rams in Nigeria before, but is now crippled due to the activities of bandits in the state. Hence the decrease in supply and increase in the price.
You know, a lot of challenges were facing in Zamfara, most especially this bandit. You know, all this ram is deal with the village and villagers. So due to this insecurity, normally villagers are suffering from this insecurity that we are having in Zamfara state. If you compare 10 years back, we have at least 20 to 30 trailers of the ram that we used to bring from Zamfara to this Ogun State. But due to this insecurity that we are facing now, is almost never reached 8 to 9.
Wasiu Osho, who was in Sabo Abekuta to buy ram, disclosed that the price of ram ranges from 400,000 naira to 500,000 naira.
If you want to buy ram, it's okay for good. You go buy 400 or 450.
Sellers are worried that in the midst of economic hardship, local government are taxing the traders huge amount of money without providing them with the basic amenities.
So the place itself, no security, no day. Security, no day. I mean, some people go sleep for a year. No give police, no give anything. You go say your motor, trailer motor, come in this place. No of your load. You go collect 100,000. Local government. Person don't buy ram 300,000, go pay 2,000 naira from ticket. How you go do like this?
From Abekuta, Abbas Ibrahim Talibi, Trust TV, Lagos.
Let's take you to Jigawa now, where to commemorate the Democracy Day, the governor of that state, Umar Namadi, inaugurated mobile veterinary clinics and provided livelihood support packages to 1,500 beneficiaries. The report.
This initiative is part of Governor Namadi's ongoing efforts to alleviate poverty among youth and boost food production in Jigawa State. As part of a broader development agenda focused on human capacity building, the program aims to cultivate a skilled workplace that will contribute to the state's economic growth. Held at the NYSC Orientation Camp in Fasau Dutse, the Jigawa State capital, the event included the distribution of 300 mobile veterinary clinics equipped with motorcycles and vaccination kits to newly graduated community animal health workers. Additionally, 1,200 beneficiaries from across the state received rice and wheat milling machines, threshers, destoning machines, and various farm inputs.
I therefore believe there is no better way to rejoice that triumph of democracy than by continuously showcasing its tangible dividends, that is the dividend of democracy, to the people. The dividends that are meant to improve people's welfare and their socio-economic living standard. Today's event is coming just a few days after marking our first year in office, during which we have also launched, showcased various projects, programs, interventions, and initiatives delivered to the people of Jigawa State during the first 12 months of our stewardship.
It is our great honor and pleasure to welcome all of you to this remarkable event for the inauguration of the community-based animal health workers, trained for the purpose of health empowerment and the prevention of the spread of animal diseases for social and economic development. Agriculture in Jigawa holds a pivotal role in propelling the economic development in Jigawa State, where over 80% of the population engage in rural and subsistence farming.
Organized by the Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration with the Agroclimatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscape, this program is part of a series of initiatives that have empowered over 80,000 small and medium enterprises in the state.
Outside these shores, the EU Staff Court has fined Hungary $216 million and imposed a daily €1 million penalty for failing to follow the bloc's asylum laws and illegally deporting migrants. The fine and penalty were because Budapest is deliberately evading compliance with the European Union laws despite the 2020 ruling that it must uphold international procedures for asylum seekers. Up next, the leader of South Africa's Inkatha Freedom Party said on Wednesday it will join a proposed government of national unity, a step towards ending the country's political deadlock after the long-ruling African National Congress lost its parliamentary majority in last month's election. The announcement by Velenkosini Hlabisa means an agreement between some major parties to form a coalition government with the ANC becomes more likely ahead of a Friday deadline when South Africa's new parliament will sit for the first time since the May 29th election and attempt to elect a president. The ANC had been the governing party for 30 years since the end of apartheid system of white minority rule in 1994. But only received 40% of the vote in this election. It remains the biggest party but needs to form an agreement with others to govern and re-elect President Cyril Ramaphosa for a second and final term. In sports, Chelsea new signing Tosin Adarabioyo sent tongues wagging on X after a picture of him wearing the Super Eagles jacket sparked reactions online. Born in London to Nigerian parents, Adarabioyo represented England at junior levels but is yet to make his senior debut for the Three Lions and remains eligible to represent Nigeria. He reportedly turned down an approach by the Nigeria Football Federation to represent the Super Eagles but opened the door to a potential call-up in 2020 when he expressed his desire to play at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar with either England or Nigeria. Ex-user Yimzi posted a picture of the Blues defender glued to his phone while sporting the Eagles green and white jacket with the NFF logo writing Tosin Adarabioyo. And with that, we've come to the end of News Update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentaries. I'm Shegun Uju. Many thanks for watching. See you again soon.